Grab fascinates a lot of people because it's a huge company. It's everywhere. And there is several products and facets, but I guess it's at the same time it's so young. At what level of maturity would you say that it's at in terms of both teams, product, and services?
Yeah, great question. And one actually that is both the sort of like some of the strengths and challenges we even work with internally when we think about, one, building and growing the business to serve our customers, and also just developing the teams. So the way I'd orient you to this is to say, think about Grab, the company, right, of the business, as really a portfolio, right? Now, it's a portfolio of product experiences and business opportunities that are targeted at particular needs and challenges that have been, observed or revealed in the customer's experiences. And if you hold that idea of it being, a portfolio in some way, or just that it's a kind of an ecosystem of many things, even internally, different parts of the company and different parts of the product are at very different stages of development. So there are parts of the business that, many people who might be already familiar with Grab or live or work in the region would have seen from day one, where we were a point-to-point sort of transportation and logistics company, right? Allowing you to get a ride from A to B safely and easily, which is still an important part of our business, but is one of many, many things we do. But you might imagine that we have the longest time working on that problem, right? Both developing the organization around it, the processes, the methods, the underlying technology. And so in many ways, one might say that's, the most mature part of the organization, right? Which is true until you back up and say, like, actually the entire company is about 8.5, 9 years old, which depending on your scale is, ancient or nascent, right? But overall, it's still a relatively young company at the grand scheme of companies, especially one with a footprint of the number of things that we do and the size and scale of influence in an organization. It's pretty young, yeah. But you imagine now that's the most mature part of the organization and the product. And so around that, we've developed a number of other things over time, some that explicitly leverage on the strengths of that part of the business. So we think about maybe our logistics, intelligence in a way, about what is the right way to send, person or thing from A to B or A to B to C, while maximizing the earning potential of our driver partners or the restaurants that we serve, and simultaneously delivering good value to the customers. There's a lot of data understanding there, as well as user behavior shaping things that manifest themselves through design that are, we can sort of build on what we've learned there. Yeah. And there are other parts of the business that are, of course, we try to extend what we learned, but are very different beasts to tackle. For example, over the last few years, we've launched a whole suite of financial services. Initially a digital wallet experience that has a direct connection really to transportation and food originally, although now you can, of course, pay in person, a number of other things like you'd expect with digital wallet, peer-to-peer transfer payments and things. But around that, we've launched, savings, investing, lending, and insurance products, and the consumer psychology, the market need, the behavior shaping and education needed to serve customers. Sort of, let's pick insurance as an example. Insurance needs are very different from I want to have my lunch soon, and I want it to be, fast, healthy, and affordable. Lunch is very different than I'd like to ensure my, physical safety or some other thing, in the context of, say, a global pandemic, right? So very, very different parts of the business and customer needs we're serving that are just almost radically different in their both depth internally, right? So they're very emergent. It's almost like a new innovation from inside the organization. How do you operate that and give it its space to thrive and judge its success differently than maybe something that's been established for a long time? While at the same time, navigating the fact that all of these things are one organization. So they're one company, right? They're one brand to consumers, and they're one product experience, at least when you imagine the consumer part. Of course, we have product experiences for our driver partners and our restaurant merchants and things, but all of the things I just described to you, lives in one Android app, right? And so while the teams and the technology stacks and the approaches may be at various levels of maturity, they do all need to come together and ultimately ship into the same packaged up piece of software that lives in people's smartphones.